In a village surrounded by rolling hills, there was a young woman named Alara. Known throughout the village for her beauty and quiet grace, she was also known for something else, her virginity. In a world where women were often expected to marry early and bear children, Alara's decision to remain unmarried became both a point of fascination and a symbol of rare value. Little did the men of the village know, Alara had no intention of rushing into marriage. She didn't need to, her virginity had become her most prized possession. Alara walks through the bustling village square, the midday sun casting a golden hue over the cobblestone streets. She carries a basket of flowers from her garden, her long braids swaying with each step. The village men, young and old, turn their heads to glance at her. Whispers follow her every move. To another man, eyes lingering on Alara.
Have you heard? Alara, the virgin, is still single. I heard she refuses every proposal.
It's almost like she's untouchable. I've heard she's not even interested in anyone here. But maybe that's what makes her so valuable. Maybe she's waiting for the right one. Or maybe she knows she has all the power. If I were her, I'd take my time. Every man in the village would do anything to be with her.
Alara overhears the conversation, but she doesn't flinch. She knows exactly what they are saying about her, and strangely, it makes her smile. She's not bothered. In fact, she's proud. Her virginity is her choice, her power. She is not rushing to settle down like every other woman in the village. She knows her value, and it's something that the men will soon realize as well. One evening Alara sits at her small wooden table, sewing a dress she's been working on for days. Her room is cozy, filled with the scent of lavender and the warmth of the hearth. Suddenly, a knock at the door interrupts her quiet evening. Alara calling out, "Who is it?" A young farmer nervously responded, "It's me, Alara. I brought you something." Curious, Alara opens the door. The young man is holding a small bundle of freshly harvested vegetables. His eyes are wide with admiration, but his hands shake as he offers the gift.
Hi. I thought you might like these. I've been growing them in my garden. I know you like fresh produce. Maybe we could talk, about a proposal.
Thank you, but I'm not interested in a proposal right now. I value my independence.
The young man nods, looking disappointed but still hopeful. He lingers for a moment before turning to leave. Alara takes the vegetables, her lips curving into a soft smile. She has become accustomed to such gifts. This is just the beginning. Alara calmly, with a hint of amusement. Alara closes the door, staring at the vegetables in her hands. She chuckles softly. This is only the start. As the weeks pass, more and more men begin to approach Alara, each one bringing gifts, freshly baked bread, beautiful flowers, baskets of fruit, and even handcrafted trinkets. The village becomes a flurry of activity as the men compete for her attention. They all want one thing, to prove that they are worthy of her hand in marriage. One day, Darius, a wealthy merchant from a neighboring town, arrives with a large chest of fine fabrics, hoping to impress Alara with his wealth. He has heard the rumors about her and is determined to be the one who wins her over. Darius with confidence, presenting the chest of
I've
fabrics.
travelled far to find these. They are the finest silks from the East. I've brought them just for you, Alara. I hope this will show you how serious I am about making you.
Alara stands before him, her expression calm and thoughtful. She eyes the fabrics, not yet moved.
Generous, Darius, but I'm not interested in buying into a marriage simply because of wealth. It's not about what you give me, it's about whether you understand me.
Darius looks taken aback, but he doesn't give up. He smiles, his eyes gleaming with determination. As he leaves, Alara feels a sense of power. The men are trying to win her over with material things, but they fail to see the real reason she has the upper hand. Her virginity is not something to be won by gifts, it is her choice, and it has made her both coveted and respected. Months pass, and the gifts keep coming. The men continue to shower her with offerings, all hoping to win her favor. Elara's house is now filled with fruits, silks, jewelry, and other treasures. Her wealth has grown exponentially, and she has become the richest woman in the village, all because of her decision to hold on to her virginity. Despite the wealth and attention, Elara remains firm in her resolve. She enjoys the gifts and the luxury they bring, but she refuses to marry anyone. She sees through their motives. Many of the men only want her for her beauty and status, not for who she truly is. One day, Liam, a quiet but hard-working farmer, approaches her with nothing but a small, hand-carved wooden box. Inside, there is a simple necklace made from wild flowers, delicately strung together. His eyes are soft, and there's no boastfulness in his demeanor.
Elara, I've watched you from afar for a long time. You don't need gifts or wealth to be happy. I only want to offer you this. If you ever find it in your heart to accept me, I will be honored.
Elara looks at him, the simplicity of his gesture striking her deeply. For the first time, she feels a real connection to someone who isn't just after her wealth or status.
Thank you, Liam. You've given me the only thing I truly value, honesty. I don't know what the future holds, but I appreciate your sincerity.
One morning, Elara stands at the center of the village, looking out at the men who have courted her over the past year. The gifts, the proposals, the attention, all have made her rich, but they've also given her something more important, the power to choose. She knows that her virginity, once seen as something to be ashamed of, has made her one of the most powerful people in the village. As the men gather around her, each one hoping for a chance to marry her, Elara raises her hand to silence them. Elara firmly, but with kindness.
I have received many gifts, many proposals, but I will choose my path, not because of your gifts or your expectations, but because it's my life to live. Remember, my value is not determined by your opinions or how many things you give me. It is determined by my own decisions.
The men stand in stunned silence, realizing that Elara's true power lies not in the gifts they've offered, but in her independence and self-worth. Over time, Elara continues to live on her own terms, becoming both a symbol of power and a lesson to the village. She never marries, but she becomes a respected figure, admired not for her beauty alone but for her intelligence, her strength, and her ability to shape her own destiny. Her wealth, gained from the gifts of the men who sought her hand, allows her to help others in the village, establishing a small school for young women to learn independence and strength. Though many still whisper about the Virgin, Elara knows the truth. Her virginity was never just about purity, it was her choice, her gift, and the key to her fortune. The end.